Εγώ.
Testing, 1, 2, testing, testing. Can you hear me now? Hold on. Testing, 1, 2. Oh, there we go. Right, I just rebooted to restart updates, and that, of course, means my audio settings go whee. So, all right, let me start again. Kalispera, or in Greek, good afternoon. For those who are unaware, I'm currently living in Greece, and I will be hopefully for the foreseeable future. So I need to learn Greek. I've been doing Duolingo and I've been taking lessons, but I'm not making a whole lot of headway. So I'm hoping by live streaming it and maybe by chance some of my community members speak Hellenos, I will make headway. If not, oh well, at least this keeps me on track. So, where was I? So, I ergo.
Αυτοί έχουν βιβλία. Αυτοί έχουν βιβλία. Έχουν βιβλία.
Αυτοί έχουν βιβλία. She has the book. They have books. Αυτοί. I'm going to write this. So, αυτοί έχουν βιβλία. When I left the Pacific Northwest very quickly, life went through a lot of things in short notice. Εμείς.
Αυτό το καπέλο είναι δικό μου. Αυτό το καπέλο είναι δικό μου. Το κοντομάνικο.
No, that's not right.
Αυτό το καπέλο είναι δικό μου. Καπέλο. Αυτό το καπέλο είναι δικό μου.
Αυτό το καπέλο είναι δικό μου. He has the jacket. Wow, my Greek is really kind of crap today. Αυτό το, so he, capello, I believe his jacket, είναι δικό μου. It is his jacket. This hat is mine. So I'm going to write that as well. So αυτό το καπέλο είναι δικό μου. And then hat. Yeah, my move out to Greece
Εμείς είμαστε γυναίκες.
was, shall we say, not completely unexpected, but it's complicated. There's a lot of life stuff that happened. But yes. Imes imate uneka. We are women.
Yeah. Εσείς έχετε άλογα. Εσείς έχετε άλογα. Εσείς. Εσείς έχετε άλογα. Εσείς έχετε άλογα. Άλογα. Έχω παιδιά.
Εδώ παιδιά. Παιδιά. Yeah, παιδιά, because it's a plural. No, that doesn't make. Eho, I am.
Παιδιά.
I have. Eho, I have children. Oh, okay.
Εμείς.
Εμείς, we,
Μάλινος.
Malinos. Yeah, DGM, for a long part of my life, I lived out of a backpack, but I didn't really expect to end up in Greece. It just kind of happened.
Σκύλος.
Skilos, dog.
Φίδι.
Fidi, snake.
Μάλινος.
Malinos,
Μάλινος.
woolen.
Λύκος.
Likos.
Αυτά είναι άλογα.
Αυτά είναι άλογα. So, αυτά, they are horses. Άλογα. I'm going to keep writing these down with the hope that by writing them down, είναι άλογα. I might actually remember some of them. Like I said, I gotta figure out things to do besides Duolingo, but all right.
Εγώ.
Εγώ,
Ζώο.
ζω, μπλούσα,
Μπλούζα.
μπλούζα,
Φοράω.
φοράω,
Κουτάβι.
κουτάβε.
Έχω παιδιά.
Έχω παιδιά. So I have children. Because that was the one I missed. Yeah, I recently lost my 40-day streak, and I'll just do a 7-day. Okay. Do I want to keep doing... Yeah, let me just keep doing some practice for now, because I really do feel like... Oh no, it's doing that stupid thing where it's just going to repeat the same few lessons over and over again. So we'll just keep pushing ahead.
Υπάρχετε. Υπάρχετε.
Υπαρχείτε.
Υπάρχετε.
Υπαρχείτε. Let me write that down. Ite. So it's a question. Do you exist? Yeah. Exist. Because that's a new word. Kolibas? Do you swim? I remember doing part of this. So, once you get the hang of the alphabet, it's not bad. Like, I've gone to the point that I can read a fair number of the signs here, but actually speaking it is proving to be difficult, and I've historically always struggled with language crap. So, and I found with Duolingo, I don't seem to actually learn the words, but like live streaming it, talking it out. I mean, essentially, my chat is my rubber duck, if you know what rubber duck debugging is. He. So what's the matter? Yeah. So I'm assuming Tirhi says runs. So I'm just going to write that as a phrase. Tirhi I think I'm only going to do this for maybe half an hour to an hour, then I'm going to move to different language study. Okay.
Τι βλέπεις?
Τι βλέπεις? What, of only the words here, do you see? Yeah.
Βλέπεις.
So βλέπεις is see. Βλέπεις. What's a good way to remember that word? Βλέπεις. Because one of the ways I've learned that does help is like remember a Βλέπεις the clown could not see that he was a joke. Βλέπεις. Let's see. Yeah, I am actually writing these.
Πώς μπορείς.
Πώς μπορείς. Πώς μπορείς. Πώς is how. Πώς. I have no idea.
Μπορείς.
How can you? Πώς μπορείς.
Μπορείς.
Μπορείς. Oh, I should have known that one. That's actually on my word list. Μπορείς. How can you? So, πώς μπορείς. So, πώς μπορείς. Because MP makes the B sound in Greek. Μπορείς. Πώς μπορείς.
Αυτή περπατά.
Αυτή περπατά.
Αυτή. Αυτή περπατά.
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 Perpata. She walks because I walked over it. Didn't walk over it, but I see it. So afti perpata.
Αυτοί κολυμπούν.
Afti
Αυτοί κολυμπούν.
kolibun. So they swim. Koti.
Αυτοί κολυμπούν.
Kolibun.
Δεν γράφεις.
Legrafis. I believe that means don't, because I know then.
Δεν γράφεις.
Digrafis. I believe don't write. Don't you write?
Δε.
The. Grafis. I should actually put on some music.
Αυτοί δεν γράφουν βιβλία.
Afti. I'll do that after this lesson. Afti then. Actually, hold on. Don't I have. Oh, I don't have it loaded on this account. It's on the NAS, and the NAS is currently in a box. Afti then.
Αυτοί δεν γράφουν βιβλία.
Afti then. Grafin Biblia. They don't write books. Three things the Greeks did first. Three things the Greeks did first. That's actually a good question. They defended a pass with 300 men. They were the birthplace of democracy, and I don't know. So let me write this. Afti then or de graphe Biblia. They don't write books.
Μπορεί.
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 Maybe. So I don't know that one either. Μπορεί. Πολύ μιλάω ελληνικά. Maybe I'll speak Greek. Πολύ μιλάω ελληνικά. Walk.
Κασκόλ.
Casgol. Yeah. No. Okay, so walk is perpato because it refers to myself. All right.
Γιατί. Πότε.
Pote. When.
Εμείς.
Emis.
Γράφω.
Grafo.
Ερώτηση.
Erotisi.
Δεν είμαστε συγγενείς. Δεν είμαστε
Είμαστε
συγγενείς.
siganis.
Ξάδερφο.
No. Siganis.
Συγγενείς.
Δεν είμαστε
Δεν είμαστε συγγενείς. Δεν είμαστε συγγενείς.
Signomis. They don't have a question? No, don't have an answer. Oh, no, we're not relatives. Okay, well. Progress. Then είμαστε signois. Double G is read. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember the word for read. Let's see here. Like I said, it's been a few weeks.
Τι.
T.
Μπορώ.
Μπορώ. Can.
Παλτό.
Palto.
Υπάρχω.
Υπάτκο.
Φοράω.
Forao is wear.
Φοράω. Υπάρχω.
Υπάτκο. Must be.
Υπάρχω.
Υπάτκο. Υπάτκο. C.
Βλέπω.
Vlepo. Vlepo, because of the story of the clown. Vlepo.
Πόσο.
Poso. How much?
Πώς.
Pos. How.
Κοστίζω.
Costizo. I'm assuming that's cost. Cosisto. Costa could not remember how much the coat cost. And it helps if I write it in the right alphabet. Costizo.
Λέω.
Leo.
Υπάρχω.
Iparco. The park did exist. Iparco.
Αυτός τρέχει.
Aftos.
Αυτός τρέχει.
Aftos treki. He runs. Running.
Δεν γράφεις.
The graphies. So that's you don't write. Walk.
Περπατώ.
Perpato.
Αυτός τρέχει.
Aftos trehi. Oh, Chris Jackson, you studied Greek in school? Aftos trehe. Okay. That's the first lesson of 8. it. We're gonna just keep charging ahead.
Θέλω νερό.
Θέλω νερό. I want water. Θέλω νερό. Want.
Θέλω. Τι θέλουν?
Τι θέλουν. What do they want? Τι θέλουν. I'm gonna write that one down. Τι θέλουν. What do they want?
Αυτοί τρέχουν.
Αυτοί τρέχουν. They run. Τρέχουν. 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 Trey runs home. Τρέχουν.
Πού είσαι τώρα?
Πού είσαι τώρα? Πού είσαι... Where are you now? Tora. The reason I know Tora is Tora. And if you know your World War history, now.
Τώρα. Δεν αγοράζουμε ψάρι. Δεν αγοράζουμε ψάρι.
Ζούμε.
Αγοράζουμε.
Αγοράζουμε. So we do not buy fish.
Αγοράζουμε.
So αγοράζουμε is we buy. So zol, because if you end it with O, it would be by.
Θέλουμε το ροζ κρασί.
Θέλουμε το ροζ κρασί. We want pink wine. We want the pink wine. Duolingo has this weird fascination of the color pink.
Η γάτα μου θέλει γάλα.
Η γάτα μου θέλει γάτα. My cat wants milk. Θέλει milk. Η γάτα μου θέλει γάλα.
Αυτή μαγειρεύει φαγητό.
Αυτή
Αυτή μαγειρεύει φαγητό.
Fahito. Fahito's food. I assume she... It's not by, is it?
Μαγειρεύει.
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 Μαγειρεύει. Hey, Nico. I don't know that word, so that gets thrown in the translator. Except for the fact that M is not... Actually, okay. How do I switch it to Greek? I have a keybind for it, but... Bravo.
Μπράβο.
That's not the word I want. I wanted to say the other one.
Μπράβο.
Oh, it is bravo in Greek. All right, I'm going to write that one down. Bravo. Thank you. Ευχαριστώ. Ευχαριστώ. I'm going to need to look up some words. Learning. Yeah, let me see if I can paste the sentence together.
Learn.
Leon Elenica. Why is it spitting so much?
Learn.
Leon Elenica είναι of course Leon Elenica είναι δύσκολος.
Δύσκολος.
Leon Elenica είναι δύσκολος. Leon Elenica είναι δύσκολος. But fellow no, that's the wrong word. Θα τα καταφέρω.
Θα τα καταφέρω.
Θα τα καταφέρω. Θα τα καταφέρω. Θα τα καταφέρω. I'm going to write that one down because that feels like one. Θα τα καταφέρω. See, this is what I was hoping to get, is to be able to interact with some viewers in Greek.
Αυτοί αφήνουν τα βιβλία τους.
Αυτοί αφήνουν
Αυτοί αφήνουν τα βιβλία τους.
αφήνουν τα βιβλία τους. They αφήνουν. Αφήνουν. Αφέλουν τα βιβλία τους.
Τι μαγειρεύεις? Τι μαγειρεύεις?
Τι μαγειρεύεις?
Μαγειρεύεις.
Mavrievs. I don't know what that is. What are you cooking? Mavrievs. Mavrievs. So Mavrievs is cooking. So to cook would be mavreu. Like I said, I don't love Duolingo for this. I've tried a few other stuff like Cloy's Master, but what I really need is to first get over my anxieties and actually speaking Greek, improve my vocabulary, and practice my conjugations.
Θέλω.
Γιατί.
Πώς. Φόρεμα. Τώρα. Η γυναίκα αγοράζει μπισκότα. Γυναίκα. Η γυναίκα αγοράζει μπισκότα.
Αγοράζει μπισκότα. Η γυναίκα αγοράζει Bisketta. Allora, a Garazi. Alrgazi. How do we remember that word? Alrgazi. Rogazi. I can't think of a good way to remember that one right now. I leave the apple.
Αφήνω.
No.
Θέλετε.
Θέλετε is they want.
Τραγουδούν. Αφήνω.
Afino
Το μήλο.
Okay, I run.
Εγώ.
Ego,
Περπατούν.
not pepatu.
Τραγουδά. Τραγουδά.
Trayuda. I'm living in Greece right now. Aquarius Martin. Oh, I missed it. He wants your dog.
Αυτός. Θέλει.
Θέλει
Τον
σκύλο
σου. Εγώ. Περπατούν. Εγώ τρέχω.
Trejo. Trejo is the word I care about. Okay. I'm going to be taking the A1 certification means that I've learned the first basically 400 words in Greek. I don't need it for anything at this moment, but it's a goal to work towards. Also, is my internet being stupid? Okay, well, I guess that works. Nice. All right, I just gotta use the restroom and then I'll continue. Go. Much better. All right, let's keep going.
Εγώ παίζω.
Eho pezo.
Εγώ παίζω.
Ego. I play. Pezo. Pezo. I play with the puzzle. Yeah, the biggest problem I've been having, Adam Scott, is I've had a real lack of motivation to work on tech anything. And with the current state of the world, it's like I'm suffering a lot of what is the point? Like, I know people enjoy my videos, but I don't know what to do to deal with this motivation issue. And it's been ongoing for about a year right now. Like I've forced some videos out, but I've been very unhappy with what I've put out. So at least for the time being, now that I can stream again, because I've only had an internet connection that can let me do that for the last 2 days. Dot Redton, if you want to speak Greek at all, I'd be happy to speak with you. I'm going to have to find other people to speak with and keep practicing, but this is how I'm going to do it.
Παίζω.
Παίζω.
Εγώ πληρώνω.
Εγώ πληρώνω. I'm assuming I pay. Πληρώνω. Πληρώνω. Gon o
Πληρώνω.
Pleono. Plerono. Plerono.
Δεν πηγαίνει.
Δεν
Δεν πηγαίνει.
πη... So it's a negative. Doesn't she pay? Because it's a question. Doesn't she go?
Πηγαίνει.
Pieni. That is a different word. Piene. I think what we'll do is we'll watch some videos in Greek. I don't like watching other YouTubers on stream, but I think I'm going to make an exception for this. Okay. I'm not surprised that the connection broke down. I'm in very rural Greece. I'm streaming over a 5G Wi-Fi connection that I had, a fixed 5G access point that I had installed. Because the house internet is 2 megabits up. And it's so unreliable that I can't even install updates.
Δεν πληρώνουν.
Δεν
πληρώνουν.
Δεν
Δεν πληρώνουν.
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 Πληρώνουν. Yeah, see, this is what I don't like about Duolingo. Like, it throws a lot of grammar at you and it doesn't explain it. Now, I understand this because my Greek teacher has explained the conjugations. But... So... Then... Play... Pon... Don't they pay?
Τι σου αρέσει.
Τι σου
αρέσει.
Τι σου αρέσει. I don't know what αρέσει.
Αρέσει.
Αρέσει. Αρέσει.
Ποιος πληρώνει.
Ποιος πληρώνει. Who pays?
Ποιος πληρώνει.
Πληρώνει. Πληρώνει. Yeah, I have that word in here.
Αυτός πληρώνει το φαγητό. Αυτός πληρώνει το φαγητό. Φαγητό. Μου αρέσει το πουκάμισο. Μου αρέσει το πουκάμισο.
Μου αρέσει. Μου αρέσει. So, I like. Μου αρέσει.
Μου αρέσει το πουκάμισο.
Μου αρέσει το pukamiso. So aresi is to like. I can make like I like not to be arrested. Arresi. Pukamiso. I put on my kami shirt. Pukamiso.
Εμείς τραγουδάμε. Εμείς τραγουδάμε.
Yeah.
Εμείς τραγουδάμε.
Εμείς I guess we sing. So yeah, after we finish this exercise, I'm going to do something a little different. I think we're going to watch some learning with Greek videos.
Το παιδί τραγουδά.
Του παιδί τραγουδά. Child sings. Του παιδί τραγουδά.
Το παιδί τραγουδά.
Το παιδί τραγουδά.
Τα παιδιά δεν πηγαίνουν.
Τα παιδιά
δεν πηγαίνουν. Τα παιδιά δεν πηγαίνουν. Πηγαίνουν.
Πηγαίνουν. Don't I have go here? I know did I not write it down earlier? I guess I didn't.
Τα παιδιά δεν πηγαίνουν.
Τα παιδιά δεν... Alright. The children, padia, because it's plural, do not play. Do not go.
Εμείς αγοράζουμε και εσείς πληρώνετε. Εμείς αγοράζουμε και εσείς πληρώνετε. Εμείς αγοράζουμε και εσείς πληρώνετε.
Buy. And they pay. Εμείς πληρώνετε. Oh, you pay.
Πού πηγαίνετε? Πού πηγαίνετε? Πού πηγαίνετε? Πηγαίνετε. Κασκόλ. Απάντηση. Μπορώ. Παίζω. Φούστα. Φούστα. Αυτός πηγαίνει.
He goes. Πηγαίνει.
Δεν πηγαίνει.
Vendieni.
Τα παιδιά δεν πηγαίνουν.
The children do not go.
Εμείς αγοράζουμε και εσείς πληρώνετε.
We buy and you pay. All right. I think we're going to do something a little bit different. I think we're going to watch a little bit of videos in Greek. All right. So So let me pull up Easy Greek, because this is a video series I've been watching. The problem is I just sit here in silence and it just doesn't go great. So why don't we do, like I said, I don't like watching other people's channels. You know what? I'm going to demonetize this video because I'm going to feel bad. Like, I guess it's like React content, except for the fact that I'm actually studying it. Also, I need to open Studio up so I can put the link in chat. So let me find, he had like a playlist of, that's not the one I wanted. Yes, I think it was this beginner A1, A2. So yeah, why don't we go for the video? I'll drop this in the chat. Go live. Hey, Simple Programming Codes. If you want to practice Greek in chat, feel free. All right, let's cue this up. And I'm going to try and follow along.
Γεια σας.
Γεια σας.
Γεια σου.
Γεια σου.
Γεια σου. Οι πρώτες μου λέξεις στα ελληνικά.
Ο πρώτος μου I gotta make sure the keys are right. Οι πρώτος μου
λέξεις στα
λέξεις στο ελληνικά.
ελληνικά. Οι πρώτες μου λέξεις στα ελληνικά.
Οι πρώτες μου λέξεις στα ελληνικά.
Οι πρώτες μου Γεια σου. Γεια σου. Οι πρώτες μου λέξεις στα ελληνικά. Γεια.
Γεια.
Καλημέρα.
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 Καλησπέρα.
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 Καληνύχτα.
Καληνύχτα.
Καληνύχτα. Καληνύχτα. Ο ή το. Ο ή το.
Ο καφέ.
Of course, the quality decided it was not going to stick around. Ο καφές.
Η μπλούζα.
Η μπλούζα.
Το μικρόφωνο.
Το μικρόφωνο.
Το πουλί.
Το πολύ.
Καλός.
Καλός.
Καλή.
Καλή.
Καλό.
Καλό.
Καλός. Καλή. Καλό.
Καλή. Καλό.
Καλός.
Καλός.
Είμαι.
Είμαι.
Είσαι.
Είσαι.
Είναι.
Είναι.
Είμαι. Είσαι. Είναι. Είμαι ο Δημήτρης.
Είμαι ο Δημήτρης. Είμαι ο Εν.
Είσαι ο Λουκάς.
Είσαι ο Λουκάς.
Είναι ο Μάρκος.
Είμαι ο Μάρκος. Μέρα ή μέρα.
Μέρα. Η μέρα.
Είναι μέρα.
Είναι μέρα.
Νύχτα.
Νύχτα.
Η νύχτα.
Η νύχτα.
Είναι νύχτα.
Είναι νύχτα.
Ναι.
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 Είσαι ο Λουκάς.
Είσαι ο Λουκάς. Ναι.
Ναι.
Όχι.
Όχι.
Όχι. Είσαι ο Λουκάς.
Είσαι ο Λουκάς? Όχι.
Όχι.
Ή.
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 Είναι μέρα ή νύχτα.
Είναι μέρα ή νύχτα.
Μέρα είναι.
Η μέρα ενία.
Ευχαριστώ.
Ευχαριστώ, παρακαλώ.
Παρακαλώ. Ευχαριστώ. Παρακαλώ.
Ευχαριστώ, παρακαλώ.
Ευχαριστώ.
Ευχαριστώ, παρακαλώ.
Παρακαλώ.
Ευχαριστούμε.
Ευχαριστώ.
Ο ευχαριστούμε, because it has to be conjugated. Ευχαριστούμε. Ευχαριστούμε.
Ευχαριστούμε.
Παρακαλώ.
Πεινάω.
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 Το ευχαριστώ.
Το ευχαριστώ, το παρακαλώ και το νηράω είναι ομαλά ρήματα.
Το παρακαλώ και το πεινάω είναι ομαλά ρήματα. Θα δείτε και άλλα ομαλά ρήματα.
Θα δείτε άλλα ομαλά ρήματα σε αυτό το βίντεο. I am probably entirely butchering this language.
Σε αυτό το βίντεο για να μάθετε πώς να κλείνετε ομαλά ρήματα.
Okay. Για να μάθετε πώς να κλείνετε ομαλά ρήματα στον ιστότα. Καλησπέρα, Μάρκος. Καλά.
Στον ενεστώτα δείτε το σχετικό.
Διότι το σκητικό μας βιντito.
Δικό μας βίντεο. Δεν.
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 Δεν πεινάς.
Δεν πεινάω.
Δεν.
Δεν.
Δεν πεινάς.
Δεν πεινάς. You know, I just remembered I was going to turn off the monetization. Because like I said, if I'm going to watch someone else's content, it just feels wrong. Καλησπέρα, φίλοι μου. Ναι. Καλησπέρα. Είμαι what am I even trying to say? I gotta try and think about it in English because I don't even know what I'm trying to respond to. Did the stream break? Stream. Did you stop? Okay, it says good connection. Δεν πεινάς.
Δεν πεινάω.
Δεν πεινάς. Πεινάω. I think the biggest problem I've been having with Greek, and this was a similar problem I had with Spanish, although to a lesser extent, is I don't even know what I'm trying to accomplish. Like, a lot of what I've had to do in Greek here is dealing with government stuff, and I have helped to deal with that. And that's not something you really manage on beginner's Greek. Like, I've been going for the trouble, like I've had to go to the immigration offices. I've had to get what's known as what the hell's the tax number? Like, AFME, which is essentially a Greek social security number. I've had to get documents translated. It's not been this entire process, but it's like all legalese Greek. And beyond that, most of what I've been doing, it's, I'm just seeing it's saying it's not getting enough video. It's probably not able to handle me streaming and watching a video at the same time. Let me drop this to 720p, because like I said, this is a 5G connection. All right. So I just dropped the bandwidth down on the video, so hopefully it will stutter less. But one of the biggest problems that I'm having is like, how do I just have a regular conversation within the confines of my language? I had this problem with Spanish to an extent, and I never really reached... I could have conversations in Spanish, but my family also spoke Spanish. I think I'm just going to keep continuing and hope I come to that answer. Then πεινάω.
Εγώ,
Εγώ,
εσύ.
εσύ.
Εγώ,
Εγώ,
εσύ.
εσύ.
Εγώ δεν πεινάω. Εσύ πεινάω.
Εγώ δεν πεινάω. Εσύ πεινάς.
Πεινάω.
Πεινάω.
Νόστιμος.
Νόστιμος.
Νόστιμη.
Νόστιμη.
Νόστιμο.
Νόστιμο.
Νόστιμος, νόστιμη, νόστιμο.
Δεν είναι νόστιμο.
Δεν είναι
Αλλά.
νόστιμο. Marco, you know what? I'm going to try and write the response in Greek because I think, and then I'll write it in English. So I'm going to use Google Translate for this. Recently, so πρόσφατα προσπάθησα να Hold on.
Πρόσφατα, προσπάθησα να ανοίξω έναν τραπεζικό λογαριασμό.
That is not easy. Πρόσφατα προσπάθησα να έξω εννέα τραπεζικό λογαριασμό. I'm pretty sure I completely butchered that. I've been trying to get a bank account open here in Greece, and it's required proof of residence, which is required. It has been this literal one small piece of paperwork that needs another small piece of paperwork that has gone through like 6 government offices to get all the blasted documents I need to make this happen. All right, I'm just going to keep trying. I'm going to keep ticking away at this because, yeah. Αλλά.
Α. Αλλά.
Αλλά.
Είναι νόστιμο, αλλά δεν πεινάω.
Διψάω.
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 Δεν-
Then piano dipsao.
Πεινάω. Διψάω.
Και.
Ke.
Και.
Ke.
Εγώ πεινάω και διψάω.
Ego pinao ke dipsao.
Νερό.
Nero.
Το νερό.
To nero.
Νερό. Όχι. Είναι τσίπ.
Ohi ine tis poro. Tis poro.
Πουρό.
Έχω.
Eho.
Έχω.
Eho.
Θέλεις νερό?
Feliz nero.
Έχω.
Eho.
Πρόβλημα.
Problema.
Το πρόβλημα.
To problema.
Έχουμε πρόβλημα.
To problema. Milad in Elenica. Ti milao. Ti milao. Then the biggest, like I said, the biggest problem I have with speaking Greek is what do I speak? It's like, this is sort of something I've encountered in other places, but you know, like we live in a digital society. Like, when was the last time you struck up a conversation with a stranger? I mean, seriously, and I'm asking the chat this. Like, a few months ago, I was in Vancouver because my life is insane. And, you know, I just remember, like, when I was younger, I used to commute on the New York City subway. And I used to pretty regularly strike up conversations on the subway or on the train. And it's like, now it's everyone just staring at a phone. And it's like, how do I get better? Ευχαριστώ, Μάρκος. Εγώ μαθαστή ελληνικά. I actually have a Greek teacher named Nikos. We actually met him while shopping at a place called China World, which is all the China imports you will ever need. It literally, that is all it is. It's a single store named China World. And he's done pretty good with pronunciation, but like I said, I'm living in a household with Greek speakers, but unless I go out of my way to speak Greek, it's just not happening, and it's just review and study. But I think I might just pull up ChatGPT and ask it to have a conversation in Greek. Πολύ καλή προσπάθεια. My pronunciation is good. Thank you. I believe that's what you said. Turn that the other way around. Very good effort. I'm trying. I really am. I've been at this for... I started probably December 1st because I arrived here like the second week of November. And I've had a lot of periods where I've put it aside and stopped working on it because it's been driving me up a wall. Live streaming it is kind of how I'm trying to get over that wall. But I'm going to keep going. I do need this. Έχουμε πρόβλημα.
Δεν έχουμε νερό.
Δεν έχουμε νερό.
Δεν έχουμε νερό. Δεν έχουμε νερό.
Βοήθεια.
Βοήθεια. Ή βοήθεια.
Ή βοήθεια.
Βοήθεια! Βοήθεια!
Βοήθεια. Βοήθεια. Δεν έχουμε νερό.
Δεν έχουμε νερό!
Λεφτά.
Λεφτά.
Τα λεφτά.
Oh no, lefta is money, not the left. That is a false friend. Lefta. Έχεις λεφτά.
Έχεις λεφτά?
Δεν έχω.
Δεν έχω, αλλά έχουμε τις πολλό. I have tried what is it? Uzma? It's a Greek alcoholic beverage. Honestly, I think it tasted like lavender of all things to me. It was very strange.
Αλλά
Αλλά
έχουμε τσίπουρο.
Θέλω.
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 Τι θέλεις?
Τι
Νερό.
θέλεις?
Λεφτά.
Νερό or λεφτά.
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 Ξέρω.
Θέλω.
Ξέρω.
Θέλω. Θέλω.
Ξέρω.
Τι.
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 Δεν ξέρω τι θέλω.
Δεν ξέρω τι θέλω.
Κρέας. Το
Κρέας.
κρέας.
Το κρέας.
Πεινάω.
Πεινάω, αλλά δεν θέλω κρέας. Ah, the stream is buffering again. It really is just not happy with it today. I'm assuming the internet is just being like it was fine last night, but today it is just nope. Yeah, and I'm on the dedicated 5G connection.
Αλλά δεν θέλω κρέας.
All right. Πεινάω, αλλά δεν θέλω κρέας.
Έχει κρέας.
Έχει κρέας? Όχι.
Όχι.
Τρώω.
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 Ναι.
I like that ringtone. Ναι, γεια σας, Μάρκος.
Γεια σου Μάρκο. Τρως.
Τρως, τρώ.
Τρώω.
Τρως.
Τρως,
Τρώω.
τρώ.
Γεια.
Γεια,
Γεια.
Λέω.
λέω,
Λέω.
λέω.
Πεινάω.
Πεινάω.
Τρώμε. Τι λες?
Τρώμε. Τι λες?
Με χωρίς.
Χωρίς.
Με χωρίς.
Θέλω βοήθεια.
Θέλω βοήθεια. Θέλω βοήθεια.
Με λεφτά ή χωρίς?
Με λεφτά or χωρίς λεφτά.
Χωρίς λεφτά.
Με λεφτά.
Με λεφτά.
Προσοχή.
Προσοχή, το με είναι το αυτής του χωρίς.
Το με
Το με,
είναι το αντίθετο του χωρίς, αλλά σημαίνει
αλλά σημαίνει αυτό που είναι του με στα Ισπανικά. Ισπανικά.
και αυτό που είναι το με στα ισπανικά και το μη στα αγγλικά. Δηλαδή είναι και προσωπική.
Δηλαδή είναι προσωπική αντωνυμία.
Αντωνυμία. Με λένε Δημήτρη.
Με λένε Δημήτρη.
Σε.
Σε.
Σε. Σε λένε Μάρκο.
Σε λένε Μάρκο. Όχι, μη λένε Λούκας.
Όχι, με λένε Λουκά.
Λουκά.
Γιατί όχι.
Γιατί όχι με λένε Δημήτρης.
Με λένε Δημήτρης, γιατί όχι με λένε Μάρκος, γιατί όχι με λένε Λουκάς. Σε άλλο επεισόδιο.
I like that. Σε άλλο επεισόδιο.
Για την ακρίβεια,
Για την ακρίβεια μετά θυμήθηκα ότι έχουμε ήδη κάνε. It's like, I don't know how much of this... If it wasn't for the English subtitle, I'm not sure how much I'd actually understand.
μετά θυμήθηκα ότι έχουμε ήδη κάνει αυτό το επεισόδιο.
Αυτό το επεισόδιο δείτε το επεισόδιο μας για την αιτιατική.
Δείτε το επεισόδιό μας για την αιτιατική. Σας αφήνω σύνδεσμο
Σος αφήνως συνδεσμό από πάνω. Kai εκέτη Kai εκέ
από πάνω. Και εκεί
εκεί
συζητάμε και το σε. Σας αφήνω σύνδεσμο
εσωφίνα και το σι.
από πάνω. Και εκεί συζητάμε και το σε, το οποίο
Το apoio. I have real trouble like with multiple strings of vowels. Like my Greek teachers noticed the same problem, and I remember having that problem in Spanish as well. It's like I know all the individual sounds, I just stumble through it.
θα αναφέρω στο αμέσως επόμενο πλάνο. Προσοχή!
Προσοχή το σημαίνει υπής.
Το σε
Το σε
σημαίνει επίσης ότι και τα αγγλικά in, on και at και μπορεί να τα αντικαταστήσει. Οπότε και αυτό έχει
Some of these I feel like they missed the translation on. Yeah, like the transcript is not the best. Well, maybe at some point I'll learn Polish or Hungarian, but I'm doing it. Greek is what I need right now. I want to reach A1 Greek level by this summer, and like I said, I've been at this for 3 months, give or take. It took me more than a month to get the alphabet down to the point that I wasn't conflating letters. So I am making very slow progress, but I am making progress nonetheless. I'm going to finish this video. I'm going to take a 5-minute break, and then I'll probably either do Duolingo vocabulary review, because one of the things that I did find that would help if I go to our... Like, Reddit is such an amazing resource for shit like this. Also, apparently I've been logged out of everything. Okay. But if I go here on... I don't want to log in with the Google account. Reject essential. Yeah. So this is the first 400 words. So I think going with this list is kind of a good thing. I almost wonder if I could use ChatGPT. Like, I don't like AI tech. I really don't. But AIs are actually quite good at this point at language crap. So I could tell it to basically form a conversation in Greek, and I could limit its word list pretty trivially and then read out both sides of the conversation. But let me get through this video. So, o pate ke αυτό έχει δύο σημασίες.
Έχει δύο σημασίες. Πού?
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 Πού είναι ο Δημήτρης?
Πού είναι ο Δημήτρης?
Εδώ.
Εδώ.
Εκεί.
Εδώ. So, εδώ in Elinas. Because, Elinas is the language. Hold on. I gotta check that one. Ελλάδα is Greece. So, είμαι εδώ Ελλάδα. I am here. I am here. No, it would be είμαι εδώ στο Ελλάδα. I am here in Greece. Let me see what Google Translate actually says about this one. Actually, I was right. I got the wrong in. Είμαι εδώ στην Ελλάδα.
Εδώ, εκεί.
So, εκεί. I should say something with εκεί. Where is here? So, στην πόλη, in town, στην πόλη, είχε cinema, because there is a movie theater in town. So, or there was a place to eat. So if I ask, so στην πόλη μάρετε μέρος για φαγητό.
Στην πόλη υπάρχει μέρος για φαγητό.
Στην πόλη για God, why does it take so long to load the text-to-speech?
Στην πόλη υπάρχει μέρος για φαγητό.
Στην πόλη. It's that one word I need.
Στην πόλη υπάρχει μέρος για φαγητό.
Πόλη μέρος για φαγητό. There are places to eat in town. Είμαι εδώ στην Ελλάδα. Yeah, I am in Greece. And the stream quality has gone down to poor because, of course, it is just suffering today.
Πού είσαι?
Πού είσαι?
Εδώ είμαι.
Εδώ.
Πού εδώ?
Εδώ.
Εδώ.
Λίγο.
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 Πολύ.
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 Πιο.
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 Το φαγητό εδώ δεν είναι καλό.
Το φαγητό εδώ δεν είναι καλό.
Πιο καλό είναι εκεί.
Πιο καλό είναι εκεί. See, I really do appreciate the video quality of this, but it's also why I feel bad watching it on a stream. Like, this stream I just turned off the monetization for, but, you know, that shit like copyright, but I think because I'm showing myself studying Greek, I think under fair use I'd be okay. You know, I'm not going to leave the VOD of this one up though. I mean, how many people are really going to watch this VOD? I don't even know where the button is for that one. Where did YouTube hide that button? Yeah, I think they did. I don't feel like I have the memory for this, but through repetition, I'm starting to make progress.
Yummy.
Yummy.
Ωραίος.
Okay. Oreros. Orie. Orio.
Ωραία. Ωραίο. Ωραίος. Ωραία. Ωραίο.
Ωραίο.
Ωραίο κρύας είναι πολύ νόστιμο.
Κρέας. Είναι πολύ νόστιμο.
Μιλάω.
Μιλάω. Λέω ναι πάμε για Σλοβακία μόλις έρθει ο Δημήτρης Βιβαία.
Να πάμε για σουβλάκια μόλις έρθει ο Δημήτρης, βέβαια, γιατί τώρα είμαστε μόνο οι δυο μας.
Αλλά θα μπορούσαμε μέχρι να έρθει ο Δημήτρης να πάμε για σουβλάκια, ώστε να πίνουμε μια μπύρα, ας πούμε.
That is my family speaking Spanish. When they used to. After my grandparents died, they stopped. But it used to be "¿Cómo estás? ¿Te bien?" And it was just like a single unbroken sentence. I know German is notorious for combining words into bigger words until they make language students cry, but high-speed Spanish is its own entirely different beast.
Όχι απαραίτητα σε κάποιο μαγαζί. Μπορούμε να πάμε κάπου αλλού, ας πούμε, να πιούμε την πύρα, να την πάρουμε στο χέρι και να πάμε σε κάποιο παγκάκι, να καθίσουμε να την πιούμε.
Μιλάει πολύ.
Και χρήματα προφανώς, έτσι είναι μέσα στο πρόγραμμα και αυτό.
Όταν πεινάω, τρώω.
Όταν πεινάω, τρώω. Όταν δεν πεινάω, τρώω.
Όταν δεν πεινάω, τρώω.
Ελληνικά.
Ελληνικά. Τα ελληνικά.
Τα ελληνικά.
Μιλάς ελληνικά?
Μιλάς ελληνικά? Λίγο. Μιλάω ελληνικά. Λίγο. What is but? Μιλάω ελληνικά λίγο, αλλά
Αλλά
σπουδάζω ελληνικά στην internet. That's grammatically incorrect. I said in internet, but I don't actually think I know the word for on internet. All right.
Λίγο.
Λίγο.
Πολύ ωραία μιλάς.
Ευχαριστώ.
Πολύ ώρα μιλάς. Ευχαριστώ.
Παρακαλώ.
Παρακαλώ.
Έρχομαι.
Έρχομαι. Έλα.
Έλα. Έρχομαι. Έλα. Έλα εδώ.
Έλα εδώ. Έρχασα.
Έρχεσαι.
Έρχομαι.
Έρχομαι. Αριστερά. Δεξιά.
Αριστερά. Δεξιά. Αριστερά. Δεξιά.
Αριστερά. Δεξιά.
Λίγο αριστερά.
Λίγο αριστερά.
Όχι. Λίγο δεξιά.
Μπροστά.
Μπροστά. Πίσω.
Πίσω. Μπροστά. Πίσω.
Μπροστά.
Πιο πίσω.
Πιο πίσω.
Όχι.
Όχι,
Πιο
όχι,
μπροστά.
Πιο μπροστά.
Εκεί.
Εκεί.
Πείτε τυρί.
Πίτι τυρί.
Έξω.
Έξω.
Μέσα.
Μέσα.
Έξω. Μέσα.
Έξω. Μέσα.
Ξέρεις που είναι ο Μάρκος. Έξω. Μέσα.
Χέρλις που είναι ο Μάρκος.
Ξέρεις που είναι ο Μάρκος.
Εκεί μέσα είναι ο
Εκεί μέσα είναι ο Μάρκος.
Μάρκος.
Τι θέλει εκεί.
Τι θέλει εκεί Μάρκος, έλα έχω. Τι θέλει
Μάρκο, έλα έξω. Εντάξει.
εντάξει.
Τι θέλει εκεί μέσα.
Τι θέλει εκεί μέσα Μάρκο, έλα έξω.
Μέσα. Μάρκο, έλα έξω.
Εντάξει, έρχομαι.
Εντάξει. Έρχομαι.
Λίγη βοήθεια.
Λίγη βοήθεια.
Συγγνώμη.
Συγγνώμη.
Αν σας άρεσε αυτό το βίντεο,
And then I believe we've reached the YouTube subscribe buttons. Αν αρέσει αυτό το βίντεο, γίνεται μέλη μας
γίνεται μέλη μας και θα
yeah, all right. I think the rest of this is just the ad. I think what I want to do next is I actually want to just do some flat out reading. So let me find a Greek newspaper. Greek newspaper. I actually want it in Greek. I also don't want to translate. Okay, let me turn off the translate. Can I have this back in Greek, please? So I guess we're just going to try and read this article. I'm assuming it wants me to subscribe, doesn't it? Can I get this back in English now? No, it wants me to sign in or something. Okay, there's gotta be a newspaper in Greece that let me search EFT Greece News, because that's the main news network here. It's the government run thing, so presumably they're not going to charge for access to their website. Nope, that's not it. Okay, so capital.gr. Let's see here. Let's leave it in Greek. Do not always translate Greek. I just want to find something that like I can actually read. News now. All right, you know what? We'll read this one about about Turkey's ascension to the EU being frozen. This may be too hard for me to actually get through, but I think if I use Google Translate after I read each section, it will be good. I'm going to take a brief break here. Like I'm going to take a 5-minute break just to stretch my legs, and then I'm going to keep going. Does the break feature not actually like pause the video stream? It just has empty chair. Because that's not what I intended. I guess this doesn't work the way I think it works. I'm going to actually grab another drink and then I'll be ready to go. All right. All right, let's do it. Ooh. All right, so Sehi Dio Ephesis Yoro Yoro ki no von no Yoro kon ki no bu li u Yoro ki no bu ni vu I etahi tis tro kias stin na para mi para I pa go mi ni. So let me run that through Google Translate. All right, so that's running. Wow, Google Translate is running very slowly. So draft European Parliament, so report. So pagomini. If I now hit the flip button and I tell it to read it to me.
Σχέδιο έκθεσης του Ευρωπαϊκού Κοινοβουλίου, η ένταξη της Τουρκίας στην ΕΕ πρέπει να παραμείνει παγωμένη.
Okay, let me do that again.
Σχέδιο έκθεσης του Ευρωπαϊκού Κοινοβουλίου, η ένταξη της Τουρκίας στην ΕΕ πρέπει να παραμείνει παγωμένη.
Pagomeni. This might be a little too hard for me, but I wanted to at least try it because I want to see if I can like read actually something. And YouTube is being YouTube. Okay. Geopolitikis. Pretty sure that's politics.
Γεωπολιτικές. Γεωπολιτικές.
Geopolitikes και strategitis strategies
Στρατηγικές.
strategitis Αναγέρκες. This is going to be a lot easier than harder than I thought I was going to say.
Διάρκεια.
Oh, wrong one.
Διάρκεια. Ανάγκες.
Ανάγκες δεν μπορούν να δικαιολογήσουν ή εκπτώσεις
Εκπτώσεις.
εκπτώσεις discount εκπτώσεις στην κάτι
Inclusive.
oh wrong word
Ενταξιακή.
Itaxiaki inclusive
Ενταξιακή.
Intaxiaki diadikasia one word at a time
Διαδικασία.
diadikasia procedure που μπορώ I'm definitely not saying that right. Degrade.
Υποβαθμίζουν. Υποβαθμίζουν.
Υποβαθμίζουν τις democratic, I'm assuming. Yeah, democratic.
Δημοκρατικές.
Δημοκρατικές αρχές
Αρχές.
yes. Αρχές, so principles. Democratic principles. No, okay, hold on. That's not right.
Σύμφωνα.
Σύμφωνα ni την επιτροπή This is hard, but this is also good.
Επιτροπή.
Επιτροπή, commission. Επιτροπή Επιτροπή
Εξωτερικών.
Exotericon. So Commission of Foreign Affairs. Επιτροπή Εξωτερικών για αποφύσιον του I'm I'm going to have to use a few words at a time. This is not an easy one.
Υποθέσεων του Ευρωπαϊκού.
Εποφάσουν το Ευρωπαϊκού.
Υποθέσεων του Ευρωπαϊκού.
One word at a time.
Υποθέσεων.
Εποφέσεων
Του Ευρωπαϊκού.
το Ευρωπαϊκού Κοινοβουλίου. I'm assuming European Commission. Parliament. So the first article talks about the democratic principle. The first paragraph is talking about the democratic principles of the European Union. Yeah, this is definitely easier said than done. I probably should do something easier, but fuck it. In for a penny, out for a pound. Iapo tis parusis. So words I don't know. So it translates to under the present. Iapo tis parusis.
Υπό τις παρούσες.
Από τις παρούσες.
Υπό τις παρούσες.
Υπό τις παρούσες. Oh, what have I gotten myself into? This is a long article. Fuck it, I'm going to do it. Συνθήκης παράτης δημοκρατικά και φιλή. No, hold on. That's one too many vowels. I'm getting that one wrong.
Φιλοευρωπαϊκές. Φιλοευρωπαϊκές.
Philoerpaklias, pro-European. Prosdoskis, pro-European. Expectations.
Προσδοκίες.
Προσδοκίες. Μιγαλού, because OU makes the U sound. Μιγαλού.
Μεγάλου.
Migalo, big. Migalo, mirus, tis, tu, see here, trukikis,
Τουρκικής.
Turkish. Kinokinas. I have no idea what that one. Society. So it's talking about Turkish society. Then Bori na barzi.
Δεν μπορεί να υπάρξει.
Then Bori na borkasi. There can be no. Prodos στην διαδικασία ενtia της την τροχιos στην ΕΕ. So there can be no progress towards, I'm assuming due to lack of democracy in Turkey, there can be no progress. Let me see here. Yeah, that's actually what it translates to.
Δεν μπορεί να υπάρξει πρόοδος στη διαδικασία ένταξης της Τουρκίας στην ΕΕ.
Δεν μπορεί να Γιορχή προδάς στην διαδικανές εντράς της Τουρκάς στην ΕΕ αναφιπούν
Αναφέρουν.
Αναφέρουν. I found that Google's text-to-speech is pretty accurate. Unlike English, Greek has very few exceptions to its grammar is very consistent and its pronunciation is. I've seen it choke on some of the diphones, but it's not horrible. Noble Numbat, there were a multitude of reasons of why I moved to Greece. It's partially due to personal things. I'm a little hesitant to go into details on video because talking about some aspects of my personal life I don't mind talking about in depth. Other aspects I've struggled with because of reasons. Like, part of me talking about some of the less fun aspects of my life is me sort of getting through it. But there are other aspects that, while not necessarily, I don't want to say bad because they're not bad things, but for a very long time, I have actually wanted to leave the United States, and this was well before Trump. This was going back, I had a visa for Mexico in 2014, to put it in context. And the circumstances and situations aligned that I had the option and ability to do this, and I wouldn't be alone out here doing it, which was the main reason why it's not the only reason, but it's a main reason why I've always struggled with the idea of moving out of the US. Like, I have someone in my life that really matters to me, and we ended up here. In time, I will tell the full story. I'm just not ready to tell that story. It's easier said than done. Like, I made the decision to get back into live stream because I wasn't sure if I was actually going to do it, because doing Greek when I do something on stream, it makes dealing with a lot of more difficult tasks easier because I'm not alone in doing it. And as I have learned, there is a small group of my community that will basically watch whatever I put up. I mean, let's be honest. I get 30, 40 people literally watching digital paint drying. So I've been dealing with this kind of mental block that if I stream too much out of my, shall we say, core content, the YouTube algorithm is going to punish me. But the flip side is that as of things stand right now, I'm not sure that I'm going to return to making vintage computer tech. Before I left for Greece, I sold off or otherwise donated almost my entire collection. I have one or two things that are in transit to their way to Greece, but it was too expensive to ship it. And I hate to use the term clutter, but I literally half of my apartment in Jersey City was being overrun by vintage computers that I had fixed up, used, and I had only used for a video. It's not like I use them all that regularly. And it wasn't a good thing. It was like a combination of hoarding and feeling responsible for these things in the past. I will likely do more with my content. Noble Numbat, I did see that comment. No, I do still expect to make videos in the future. I just am not in the mental state that I can do it. I have one video that's currently members only, talking about Debian and recompiling it and its history. I plan to do part 2 at some point, but I wanted to release it as a single whole, which is why it's still members only. And it's been a hard process. I'm really going to be honest. I have been struggling a lot, but given what things are like in the US right now, and especially the constant political feeling of we're screwed, and that's not just because of Trump, although he does play a part in that. Like, even under Biden, I did not have happy, joy feelings about North America. Europe is not a magic bullet in this regard, and I knew it wasn't going to be because, like I said, I've spent years traveling out of a backpack. But it represents stable ground under my feet, which I haven't had in a long time. Prior to the pandemic, I never maintained an address for more than 2 years. Yeah, no, it's been through that. The first thing I did once I landed in Europe is I actually applied to university I'm doing distance learning from Open University in the UK. I would do something here in Greece, but then Milau Ελληνικά. I wouldn't be able to study it. So I've decided I'm currently going for a sociology degree out of Open University. If my Greek reaches what's known as C1 or functionally fluent, I will likely continue on to a master's degree either at the University of the Peloponnese or University of Athens. I don't know if I'm going to reach C1. I've historically had a lot of trouble learning languages. My Spanish, despite coming from a Spanish family, has always been la shit. Sorry, la merde. So, but I've never tried live streaming my progress before, and I do find this a lot less torture than some things. So, yeah, that's kind of what it gets down to. I think I'm going to let this go. We'll see how many hours of this I can actually do, because I'm surprisingly not as tired as I thought I would be. I'm not going to do this every day on stream, because I think I would go completely spare doing that. But I think right now, the next stream I'm probably going to do after this one, and it may even be tonight after dinner, because probably around 8 o'clock, dinner will become a thing that exists. Tech was never what I wanted out of my life. It was kind of forced upon me. I'm good at it, and that's kind of why I was told you will go to school for tech and fuck you. It wasn't quite in those terms, but that's really what it boiled down to. I got a job offer from Canonical when I was 20, and after 2.5 years of hating everything about university, I took the job offer and I ran. I don't necessarily regret the decision in and of itself. I regret that was the better of the two decisions I had. But Canonical became something I really hated. It wasn't like that at the beginning, but about 3 years into my employment, the company took a turn for the worse. And about 2 years after that, I quit. I worked as a freelancer for the next 3 years after that, but the combination of just working in a field I hated and a complete lack of support and terrible home life that I had basically had right along, took their toll mentally and physically on me, and it kind of went all off the rails in 2018, 17, 18. In 2020, I had planned this through 2019. From 2020, I had decided I was going to try and bike across the United States. And I did. It's not the first time I had done long distance biking. In 2016, I biked from end to end of New York State, from Buffalo to New York City. And, well, not last year, now 2022, I had a personal experience that doesn't really translate well into words. It was a singular moment of perfect clarity. It's the only way I can describe it. But I got on my bike and I biked from New York City to Boston because I wanted to see if the question I was trying to answer in 2020 had come to an answer. And to an extent it had. Like, it was never intended as quote unquote a spiritual journey, but it essentially had become that. And then I decided I need to get out of this hellish situation. So I started figuring out how I was going to get out of Jersey City. The road to that took me to Portland. But just shortly after I got out of Portland, things got really bad. Seeing Trump get reelected was kind of... like I said, it was probably the deciding factor. Had it not happened, I would have probably stayed in North America. But that, combined with several other factors, basically said, you know what, Europe sounds great. And thus I am here. And I am planning on writing a book sometime in the next... I meant to do it this year, but this year I was not expecting to move to Greece. I wasn't even expecting to leave Portland. Portland was not my final call. I was waiting for something else to come through that was in the works, and then suddenly Greece. But this has felt like the right call. And so right now I'm just waiting for the Greek government. The Greek government has given me a letter that gives me authorization to work and live in Greece while they are processing my application. So it's literally called a blue card, not to be confused with an EU blue card. So I've done the first two steps. I'm currently waiting for the Greek government to schedule me an interview, which is and once I do the interview, I should have completed all the steps required for my landing papers. And after that, I will have the Greek citizen ID card is called a totalica. That's not what I will get. I will get an alien registration card, which is essentially the Greek equivalent of a green card, because I have right to remain and live in Greece I'm not a citizen, but I do have that right. I do have to maintain a residency in Greece, but I will then be able to travel, because like right now I can't even leave the country. And that has actually been a slight problem, but I was able to get someone to help me pretty long with it. I was into tech to a degree when I was younger, but I've really become... I don't think tech has made our world a better place. I honestly don't. I mean, it was going that way. Like, I took the job at Canonical because Canonical had this thing about being the chief stewards of Ubuntu and making computers for humanity. It's very similar to what Elon Musk does with Twitter and similar stuff. It's the same sort of like mindset, and if you don't look closely, you don't see it. And at that time, Mark Shuttleworth was not very well known. He was only known for flying to the International Space Station and being a part and having VeriSign, not VeriSign, I think it was Thatch, got purchased. But what I really learned is don't work for a rich billionaire who claims that he's bettering humanity. It will end badly. I will be PR. I'm currently considered, I forget what the actual status is. I've basically been granted leave to remain while the Greek government determines if I actually meet the requirements of permanent residency. It's a very cut and dry case because of the status I arrived here under, but it's not a fast process. On top of that, Greece has its problems. It's one of the few countries that actually has an external border, and Greece's economy imploded about 10 years ago, and it took the euro with it when it went. There's a saying here in Greece. I can't say it in Greek, but tax fraud is the national pastime, and it actually dates back to when Greece was still part of the Ottoman Empire. For the history lesson here, when the Ottomans took Constantinople, they also annexed what is present-day Thessaloniki, Athens, and the Peloponnese. And they were directly incorporated into the Ottoman Empire. The Greeks did not like this. So it sort of became a de facto national duty to screw the Turks whatever they could. And 400 years of resistance eventually led to the Greek War of Independence in 1860, I think. No, 1821. And Greece was able to break away from the Ottoman Empire. Unfortunately, this tradition of tax evasion never actually went away. And Greece itself has suffered from less than stable political systems. It goes through a new government about once every 30 years, like clockwork. The last government has actually managed we are now on the Third Hellenic Republic, because there was a military junta. There was the brief restoration of the Greek monarchy, the Second Hellenic Republic, the First Hellenic Republic, and then the original monarchy. It's one thing that I've really learned is that many Greeks are surprised that, because I have no ethnic ties to Greek, I'm Cuban and Italian by descent, is that I actually do know the modern history. But because Greece has the junta in recent memory, and combined with the fact that Greece has a lot of history and awareness of World War II. For those who don't know, Mussolini originally invaded Greece to incorporate it as part of the greater Roman Empire he was building. And then he bogged down. He actually bogged down here in the Peloponnese. So Hitler sent additional troops here, and while they were here, there was mass ethnic cleansing. I would, and I'll put it like this: before the Nazis arrived, there was about, I believe it was 750,000 Jews living in Thessaloniki, and about 1 to 2 million in total. Their numbers, when all was said and done, was about, I believe there was only about 7,500 survived, to give you an idea of what happened here in Greece. So as compared to a lot of Europe, Greece is very well aware of the dangers of fascism, and the junta is still in living memory. There was an equivalent, a far-right party here called Golden Dawn, which was essentially a neo-Nazi party, and the Greek parliament successfully banned them about 5 years ago, which is really nice considering what Germany looks like right now. But you also have to deal with the fact that of all the nations in the EU, with the exception of Bulgaria, Greece has historically had some of the lowest income and revenue. It's economically not a happy place. It never has been, but the crisis was really bad. On top of that, because Greece is on the external border we have the border with Turkey. When refugees from the Middle East come fleeing through Turkey, they all come through Greece, which means that the Greek, when I was at the Greek government offices, I saw what I'm pretty sure is a pretty clear-cut case of racism. It was what looked like a Palestinian man got into a very nasty argument with the Greek immigration official, the one that I had to see the same day. And I've heard that this is actually fairly common here, because they arrive here in Greece and then apply for asylum here or continue deeper into the EU. And I am not going to blame a refugee who is fleeing war, devastation, and destruction. But racism sucks. I mean, it's really what it comes down to. And it really bothers me when I have to see it firsthand. Yeah. I never. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting on my soapbox here. It's like Greece has a lot of problems, but I also feel more optimistic about it than some other places in Europe. And yeah. The thing is that 2 years ago when I visited Greece, I made a joke about Byzantine bureaucracy not being aware that I was going to be subject to the damn thing. It is a truly astounding process at how many government offices Greece has. Um, to open a bank account has been a Sisyphean task of rolling a boulder up a hill, getting the boulder to the top, and then being told I need another piece of paper. And then the boulder makes me go splat. I should have all the little pieces of paper they want. It's about a stack about yay thick. At this point, it's a little bit obscene. But yeah. Noble Numbat. Canonical was okay when I first started, but there was a very distinct lack of direction in the company. And from what I've understood, this has never gone away. But my last 2 years at Canonical involved me having 5 different managers in 2 years. We couldn't, we lost a manager every release cycle, or a manager would get let go. I think for the last 6 months, I had no idea what my actual job title was because it just kept changing. I was just assigned random work, which was or was not related to what I actually did at the company. It was bad, to say the least. The flip side is that when I was working for Canonical, I had a lot of independence, and because the work was fully telecommute, I basically did the digital nomad thing about 6 years before that really became a thing. So in that period of my life, I visited 40 countries. I lived and worked in mainland China as I was a liaison for Canonical to a Chinese company. That was an experience I greatly appreciate. If there was one positive of the whole thing, it was that, because I got to see how the other half lives. I mean, there's literally 1 billion people that live in China. And I was working as a liaison on the factory floor. Oh, I wasn't on the factory floor itself, but I was directly above it. And we were porting Ubuntu to their product. Obviously, I'm leaving a few details out here. And during that period of time, while the office mostly spoke English, you're still working essentially as a Chinese, as the Chinese do. You're going to the cantina, you're sitting there, you're going out, you're enjoying the night markets, you're going out and drinking, and my God, they really like to drink. I think Chinese have Russians beat for it, not in quantity, but in quality. There's this Chinese liquor, I think it's Bayu or something like that. Damn stuff is rocket fuel. I got tipsy from the fumes. I think my alcohol tolerance went up by 6 degrees by the time I left China. It was a little bit it was insane. Imas Eleninas ke hiro mi poli pu mafa nis Elenika. I don't know all the words about there. I'm going to have to actually translate that. Ime Eleninas. I am Greek. And you are very happy that I'm learning Greek. Efharisto. What? I'm going to say this in Greek because I think it'll be more. So, δεν θέλω είναι Americanis. Θέλω so δεν θέλω Amerikanismo. Θέλω ineti milas tin Illenitis Konotitas. Essentially, what I literally said is, I don't want to be an American tourist or expat. I would like to be a member of the Greek community. Because this was something I experienced in China a lot. There are essentially, and it's true for a lot of ethnic groups, but I obviously my experiences with Americans, you get like bubbles of Americanness. I really hate to say this, like groups that just basically stick together and only stay within that bubble. I've really seen that in Mexico, where you have entire neighborhoods in like Cancun that are just completely Americanized. And I'm like, fuck that noise. This isn't why I left the United States. If I am going to live in Greece, I am going to learn Greek to the best of my ability. And I don't know if assimilate is the right word. My father came from Cuba. He wasn't a refugee per se, but he falls into that general neighborhood. And he learned English. He was able to go to school because he had access to those from impoverished communities. Because when Castro took power, my family lost everything. The only thing they really had going for them was we had one living relative in the United States, which made it much easier to get established in the United States. I am in the Peloponnese region of Greece, so I'm basically at the bottom left of the country. And I ended up in Greece because that's how the cookie crumbled. Like I said, I'm not Greek, but the people in my life are the people I care about, to put it blunt. To not say exactly what the situation is, but to put it like this. And a lot of it is that I don't have to be alone here in Greece, and I was alone a lot in the United States. So let me get back to reading this article, because I've been getting distracted. I think we spent 20 minutes not doing any fucking Greek. So we were talking about Turkey and the European Union. So this is where we left it off. So switch around. So
Αναφέρουν.
they report η Europolitik. Oh, that literally translates to members of the European Parliament.
Ευρωβουλευτές.
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 Ευρωβουλευτές. Της Επιτροπής. Yeah, so it's Commission Επιτροπής. Why am I? I have trouble with that letter.
Εξωτερικών.
The X. It's an X sound.
Εξωτερικών.
Εξωτερικών. Φυσιούν si ερφύση που η κρυφική την. Alright, I gotta check some of these words because I'm pretty sure I'm butchering it.
Υποθέσεων.
Εποφέζιον.
Έκθεση.
Exefi που
Εγκρίθηκε.
εγκλήθηκε, approve, εγκλήθηκε την τιτατή πι I actually know my Greek numbers, hold on. 20, 30, not tisanda. I know tesora is 4. It's God damn it. I'm actually going to have to look it up.
40.
Sarada at Sarada octo. Sarada octo. Peace fus be tria kata ke ikosi triada no ikosi tria apohis. So let me see if I can figure that out from context. Titati Wednesday. Titati mis. I'm guessing 48 of the votes on the 23rd of March. Yeah.
Ψήφους.
Sifus.
Υπέρ.
Υπέρ κατά So there was 48 votes for, 3 against, and 23 abstentions.
Κατά και 23 αποχές. Κατά και 23 αποχές.
Apohes. All right, let's keep going. Itrukiki ki ve ver that is a hard consonant cluster.
Κυβέρνηση.
Κυβέρνηση, so that's the government. So through, so something government. Turkish government.
Τουρκική.
Turkiki vi. I want to get this right because being able to read the news would actually help or at least understand it.
Τουρκική κυβέρνηση.
Turkiki κυβέρνηση. Δεν έχει λάβει τα
Απαραίτητα.
Apparetita necessary. So the Turkish government does not have something necessary. Receive the necessary metra guillotine antimitopitis antimitopis. I have no idea.
Αντιμετώπιση.
Antimitropis. πέσει. Τον μη στα μη see, wow, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Υφιστάμενον.
Επιφαστόμον στήμονον.
Υφιστάμενον.
Υφαστήμινον.
Υφιστάμενον.
Εφιστάμονον.
Υφιστάμενον.
Εφιστάμονον. Φήμη λιοδόν. Δημοκρατικός. Δημοκρατικός. Κρόν. Democraticon. Democrat, yeah, I was right. Democraticon.
Δημοκρατικών.
Democraticon. Ilen Fison. Anna Fili. So I'm assuming this is saying it doesn't have the necessary democratic institutions. The Turkish government has not taken the necessary measures to address the fundamental democratic deficiencies.
Η τουρκική κυβέρνηση δεν έχει λάβει τα απαραίτητα μέτρα για την αντιμετώπιση των υφιστάμενων θεμελιωδών δημοκρατικών ελλείψεων.
Epsilon, I'm assuming that's...
Ελλείψεων.
Epsilon, deficiencies. The biggest letter has been my kryptonite. Actually, no, I had a lot of trouble with that, and I've had trouble with the diphones. So, anaphili ikfisi epistima nontas tin no, AU is a diphone.
Αυξανόμενη.
Oxanomini. So it's increasing. Oxanomini. So I know we've seen this word before, but I can't remember what it is. So reports epistimanos tin oxynomini tasi stin epsilon ne kini feli pros ena diaphroetkatiko polisio gia ti here. I opoia. Am I saying that right?
Οποία.
Opia fa bro ise na apu ve is vapros tis enta is iatik hold on. Ena ta tia kis dia hold on. Dia dika sias. Dia dika isas. Dia dikasias. Dia dikasias. That is hard. Dia dikasias. So, I have not been translating these words, so it looks like if the context and what little I can actually read directly, the progress on the process towards democracy is what's stopping them from continuing their ascension to the EU. So let me actually punch it into translate and let me see what it says. The report says growing trend in the EU to move towards a different framework for the relationship, which could be detrimental to the ascension process. All right, yeah, I think I need to do something a little less hard. This was a decent idea, but I think I need newsrein for idiots. I'm going to take another break. I think I want to finish off... How much more Duolingo do I have in this section? If I can finish this section of Duolingo, I'm not going to finish the unit, but if I can actually, like, finish the thingamajiggy, I'd be kind of happy. So I'm going to take a 5-minute break, and then probably we'll wrap it up around the 3.5 hour mark. right, I'm back from break. I will jump back in. I want to finish this section, and then there's something I think I know what I'll do for the rest of the time. Do you dance? See, it doesn't even...
Δεν χορεύω.
De horevo. I don't dance. Do horevo. So horevo is dance. Horevo. I dance with horvo to the tango. No, I'm aware that the Greek language, the town I live in, I'm not going to say it on stream. It ends with an S, but it's not, the S no longer exists, but the signs all exist. There's an abandoned train station in town, so I wasn't sure if the name of the town was town or town with an S. And when I brought this up with my Greek teacher, he kind of did this and went, yes, the Greek language, it has been revised.
Χορεύω.
Χορεύω.
Εγώ αγγίζω.
Έχω εγγίζω. I'm assuming it's I am touching because I know all the other words.
Δεν παίζουμε.
Δεν βέζομαι. Δεν βέζομαι. Vezome is playing. Vezo is I play. Vezoe would be he, she plays. Vehez would be you play. Vehome would we be playing. Vehun would be they playing. Ete would be you're playing plural, since Greek has an entire conjugation. Like if I was referring to the audience talking, it would be milete. You're talking.
Ποιος παίζει?
Ποιος παίζει? So one of the things that I've learned about language study, like when you look at it from an academic perspective, grammar isn't as important as you might think, but it is useful to know.
Παίζει.
Ποιος παίζει? Who plays?
Γιατί το αγγίζετε?
Γιατί το αγγίζετε?
Γιατί το αγγίζετε?
Αγγίζονται. So why do you touch it?
Αγγίζετε.
Αγγίζεται.
Αυτός το απαγορεύει.
Αυτός το απαγορεύει. I'm not even going to write these. I want to just do some actually work. So he forbids it. It's the only one here I don't know.
Απαγορεύει.
Απαγορεύει.
Εμείς αγγίζουμε το ψωμί.
Εμείς αγορούμε το
ψωμί.
Somi. Why am I struggling with that? We touch the bread.
Εμείς δεν ξέρουμε ελληνικά.
Εμείς δεν ξέρουμε ελληνικά. We do not touch Greek. We do not know. Oh, sero.
Ξέρουμε.
Serome. I should have known that one.
Εσύ παίζεις και εγώ διαβάζω.
Eso.
Εσύ παίζεις και εγώ διαβάζω.
Esi pazis ke ergo dio vazo. Iso. Iso. Pazis, so that would be play, and
Εσύ παίζεις και εγώ διαβάζω.
diavazo, I study. Diavazo ελληνικά.
Τα παιδιά παίζουν. Τα
Τα
παιδιά
παιδιά
παίζουν.
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 Τα παιδιά παίζουν. The children play. The children are playing.
Τι παίζει αυτή?
Τι παίζει αυτή? What is she playing with?
Τον ξέρεις.
Τον ξέρεις.
Τον ξέρεις.
Do you know him? Forbid.
Αγαπάω.
Agapao.
Αγαπάω.
Agapao. Oh, wrong one.
Ποιος παίζει με το μωρό?
Pois pazis me to
Ποιος παίζει με το μωρό?
Ποιος πιάζει με το moro. So baby, who's playing with the baby? Who's playing?
Ερώτηση.
Ερώτηση.
Τι?
Τι.
Αγγίζω.
Αγγίζω.
Τώρα.
Τώρα.
Πληρώνω.
Πληρώνω.
Γιατί το αγγίζετε? Εμείς δεν ξέρουμε ελληνικά.
Εμείς δεν ξέρουμε ελληνικά.
Τι παίζει αυτή?
Τι παίζει αυτή?
Απαγορεύω.
Απαγορεύω. This is exhausting. I really do want to finish this.
Τι ακούει?
Τι ακούει?
Ακούει.
Akui. Akui. How do I remember that one? Akui. The great evil lord Aku listens to things about the samurai. And if you get that reference, awesome. Of course, I forgot a word.
Αυτός ακούει το παιδί. Αυτός ακούει
Akui.
το
To.
παιδί.
Pedi.
Παιδί.
Αυτός ακούει του παιδί. So he listens to the child. He hears the child.
Εγώ δουλεύω.
Εγώ δουλεύω. I work. That one I know. Δουλεύω.
Δουλεύω. Τι λες πάμε?
Τι λες πάμε? What? Les. T les. What?
Λες.
Liao
Les.
is, yeah, what the if you want to ask someone their name, it is it literally translates to what are you called? T Oh God, I should know this one. Hold on. Like if I wanted to say his name is Costa, it would be Aftos Leos Lie Costa.
Λες.
Pami.
Πάμε. Πάμε. Δεν με βοηθάς.
Δεν με bonfas.
Δεν με βοηθάς.
Δεν με bonfas.
Βοηθάς.
Boifas. God, we saw that in that one earlier. You do not help me.
Φέρνω το μήλο.
Feron fi fir
Φέρνω το μήλο.
ferno tomilo. Ferro tomilo. I bring the apple.
Ακούς το τηλέφωνο.
Acus to telefono. Do you hear the phone?
Αυτός βοηθά τα πουλιά.
Aftos bon. I know that's help. I need to remember this one.
Βοηθά.
Voinfa. The bovine moves for help before it goes to the butcher. Yeah, it is. Beta is a the sound in modern Greek.
Τα βιβλία κοστίζουν πολύ.
Τα βιβλία κοστίζουν πολύ. The books costi. It's gotta be cost.
Τα βιβλία κοστίζουν πολύ.
Kostizon. Yeah. So kostio would be I cost, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Kostion, so Costa costs a lot of money.
Εμείς χρησιμοποιούμε το ποτήρι.
That's a word.
Εμείς χρησιμοποιούμε το ποτήρι.
Li si mo pi imi. It's something dealing with plural, so we.
Χρησιμοποιούμε. Χρησιμοποιούμε.
Hedris pulmenome.
Εμείς λέμε ναι. Εμείς λέμε ναι.
Ναι.
Ναι. Ακούω.
Ακουρώ.
Παλτό.
Palto.
Κοστίζω.
Κοστίζω.
Στολή.
Στολή.
Μπότα.
Μπότα.
Φοράω.
Φοράω.
Χρησιμοποιώ. Χορεύω.
Χορεύω.
Τώρα.
Τώρα.
Υπάρχω.
Υπάρχω.
Λέω. Περπατώ. Περπατώ.
Περπατώ.
Υπάρχω.
Υπάρχω.
Εμείς. Αφήνω.
Αφήνω.
Φούστα.
Φούστα, that one I know.
Φέρνω.
Φαίνω. Is that leave? No, I think.
Φέρνω.
Φαίνω.
Φόρεμα.
Φόρημα.
Αφήνω.
Αφήνω.
Τι ακούει.
God, these get hard. I do want to finish
Το
this.
ξέρω.
Yeah. Το ξέρω.
Ξέρω. Εγώ βάζω.
Εγώ βάζω. Βάζω. I'm pointing, I guess. I put.
Το παίρνω.
Το παίρνω.
Το παίρνω.
Το παίρνω. I have no idea.
Παίρνω.
Παίρνω.
Εγώ σχεδιάζω.
Εγώ εσκαριλάζω. I design.
Το σχεδιάζω. Το
Το
σχεδιάζω.
σχεδιάζω.
Σχεδιάζω. Πέφτω στο νερό.
Πέφτω στο νερό. I fall into the water.
Βρίσκω το μήλο. Βρίσκω το μήλο.
Βρίσκω το μήλο. Βρίσκω τη μήλο.
Πόσο κάνει αυτό.
Πόσο κάνει αυτό. How much is... Κάνει is to do.
Κάνει.
But πόσο
Πόσο.
κάνει. Okay.
Δείχνω το κορίτσι.
Δείχνω το κορίτσι. I point to the girl.
Δείχνω το κορίτσι. Δείχνω.
Δείχνω. Δείχνω.
Δείχνω.
No.
Μπλούζα. Γραβάτα.
No, it's
Δείχνω.
δείχνω.
Τι κάνει ο σκύλος.
Τι κάνει ο σκύλος. What is the dog doing? Τι κάνει is what doing the dog is the literal translation.
Εμείς φτιάχνουμε γλυκά.
Εμείς, hold on.
Εμείς φτιάχνουμε γλυκά.
We something sweets. We show sweets.
Εμείς φτιάχνουμε γλυκά. Φτιάχνουμε.
Φτιάχνουμε.
Τα παιδιά τρέχουν και πέφτουν. Τα παιδιά
τα
παιδιά τρέχουν και πέφτουν. Πέφτουν. Βρίσκω. Βρίσκω. Βρίσκω.
Find.
Τι. Καθαρίζω.
Καθαρίζω.
Καπέλο.
Cappello.
Τυρί.
Tiri.
Βάζω. Ξέρω. Βάζω. Στολή.
Stoli.
Βρίσκω.
Vrisco. Fine.
Φτιάχνω.
Fiacno.
Παλτό.
Palto.
Ερώτηση.
Erotisi.
Εγώ βάζω. Πέφτω στο νερό.
Pesfesto sto nero.
Εμείς φτιάχνουμε γλυκά.
Emis. Like, it seriously got a lot harder. Originally, Duolingo would introduce 1 or 2 words per lesson, but then you get this where it just bombards you with words.
Τι τρώτε?
Ti trote. What are you eating? That one I know.
Σου αρέσω.
Su alesso. Do you like me? Su alesso.
Σου.
Su alesso.
Τι δείχνεις?
Ti vignis.
Τι δείχνεις?
Ti
Τι σχεδιάζεις?
Yeah, I think I'm spent.
Τι σχεδιάζεις?
Ti dazis. What are you?
Σχεδιάζεις.
Ziazis drawing.
Πότε?
Pote. Is it just pote? No,
Τι
pote.
καθαρίζουν? Τι καθαρίζουν?
Kafarizun. Kafarizun.
Όχι, δεν καθαρίζω.
Ohi den kafarizo.
Πίνουμε πολύ καφέ.
Ponin poli cafe. So we're drinking because of the conjugate. We drink a lot of coffee.
Εγώ παίζω και νικάω.
Edgo pazo ke vin kalo.
Νικάω.
I play and win.
Εμείς παίρνουμε εφημερίδες.
We buy emis.
Εμείς παίρνουμε εφημερίδες.
Parnoime ephemipidis. Newspapers.
Εμείς παίρνουμε εφημερίδες.
Epis parnome fimis.
Μου αρέσουν πολύ τα ρούχα σου.
Mu apro sun palu ta ruha su. Adro sun. I
Αρέσουν.
αρέσουν. I like to very much ta pura. I think it's your clothes.
Εμείς τρώμε πρωινό και διαβάζουμε εφημερίδα.
Oh God, I'm really feeling it. Εμείς we are eating prino breakfast and diavazume the newspaper. Oh, it's we're eating breakfast.
Οι γυναίκες σχεδιάζουν ρούχα. Οι γυναίκες σχεδιάζουν ρούχα. Ρούχο. Ρούχα. Εμείς πίνουμε χυμό. Πότε.
When.
Υπάρχω.
Υπάρχω.
Νικάω.
Μικάω.
Λέω. Τώρα. Το παιδί δείχνει τα βιβλία του. Το παιδί δείχνει τα βιβλία του. Ξέρω. Καπέλο. Καθαρίζω. Απάντα. Παίρνω. Πέφτω. Μπλούζα. Πέφτω. Παίρνω. Πέφτω.
No.
Σου αρέσω. Πότε είναι. Εμείς τρώμε πρωινό και διαβάζουμε εφημερίδα.
We're eating breakfast and
Οι γυναίκες σχεδιάζουν ρούχα. Οι γυναίκες σχεδιάζουν ρούχα. Ρούχο. Ρούχα. Το παιδί δείχνει τα βιβλία του. Το παιδί δείχνει τα βιβλία του. Βιβλία του.
It's almost there.
Παίρνω. Το παιδί δείχνει τα βιβλία του. Το παιδί δείχνει τα. Το παιδί δείχνει τα. Το παιδί δείχνει τα βιβλία του.
Oh, fucking finally. Sorry, I am really much on fumes right now, and I just... Alright, last one. No, because then I'm going to have to do the legendary. Screw it, let's actually finish it.
Περπατώ. Παίζω. Τι παίζει αυτή.
You know what, screw it. I think I'm going to call it here. This is 3 hours. I'm probably going to stream later tonight, but it won't be Greek. I'm just, at this point... I've done a lot today. I mean, I've probably done 2.5 hours of just beating my head over with the Greek language. So yeah, I'm going to call this here. I'm likely going to stream later tonight, but I think for my Greek study session, this is good as is. I'll definitely do more later, probably tomorrow. All right, I'll catch you all a bit later. I'm going to end the stream here.